welcome back. We're about to jump on into our third and final conversation for the day. I tell you what, 72 years, definitely amount of years to reckon with. We're talking here a very reputable business in our country, St. John's Credit Union, 72nd anniversary of actually providing excellent, exceptional service to Belizeans. In with us, we've got Mr. Alvan Haynes, who is the president of St. John's Credit Union, Ms. Daisy Dawson, who is the general manager, and Andrew Mitchell, loans and marketing manager at St. John's Credit Union. Guys, welcome. Morning.
Thank you. Good morning, Belize.
Literally a rose between two thorns. green and
right color.
Yes.
So petal and the rose.
Well, yeah, you know what? Leaf. Well, guys, once again, good morning. We're about to have a fun conversation about 72 years of existence in our country, St. John's Credit Union. Let's get back to it. Mr. President, 72 years. Can you talk to us about from back then to now?
Well, obviously I haven't been around that long, but St. John's Credit Union started back in 1946 as a small institution, and it's been growing ever since. The office has expanded, right? New branches. In fact, now we tout ourselves as the fastest growing credit union in Belize.
Wow.
Over the last 7 to 10 years, we have expanded 2 new branches, we've expanded in membership, but most importantly, in services and approach. We realize that the membership is a lot younger, social media, online access, right? ATM cards is the thing.
Yes.
Older members like their passbook, but the new members want to do things online, they want ATM cards, they're asking for credit cards, and we are moving along with them.
Yeah.
So our gist is move with it, use technology, provide the services people are asking for, and look at encouraging growth. Right, both in terms of the members and the services offered.
Yeah.
So that's what we push.
And speaking of growth, you were telling us as well that you have expanded in branches, and you told us that we have one right in our backyard.
There's one right here on the highway across from Courts, and right now we have big tents there, ready for the celebrations for today. In fact, all the branches have, but this one is right there. So you guys could actually pop over afterwards as well and partake.
You know, I feel so humble and I feel so good to learn about the 72nd anniversary of St. John's Credit Union. Can you tell us about the products offered?
Yeah, so several products that we have, which of course a lot of people are looking for loans at this point in time. We've introduced on our social media campaign our Financial Advice Fridays, where we're actually engaging the public, engaging our members, that we're not just giving you lending and saving benefits, but we're also giving you guidance as you make your way through life. To add to the list of products and services we run through, we have savings on your shares, which is what we pay dividends on. We also offer you our interest rebate on your loans when you're borrowing and you're paying your loans well. We give you an incentive for investing with the credit union.
Wow.
Aside from the savings, we also have fixed deposits, which a lot of people are in tune to. They want to know that I'll get a secured interest rate on my investment. And then we also have the lending side. If you're looking at a residential loan, you've not owned the property as yet, we finance you for you to buy a land. If you want to buy a house, we have financing options for those. If you're looking to buy a vehicle to go with your mortgage, we have the financing available for that. And then we have unique products that came as a niche of monitoring the people we serve, the membership as it's growing. We're primarily we're serving a younger generation, so we've designed our line of credit, a fast line product, which allows our borrowers to basically manage their monies as they go along. And of course, it's Christmas time, so we have our Christmas promotional loan available at this point in time, which our board has graciously lowered the lending rate as well. So we've adapted. We've adapted our services to serve our members over the years, and I'm thankful to be a part of all the change. I was actually looking at our 52nd AGM booklet, which that's 20 years ago. We were at the credit union, and then we were only 9 million in assets, and our GM could tell you where we're at.
$85+ million today.
Wow.
In 20 years. So that's why we say we're one of the fastest growing institutions and one of the longest institutions in Belize right now.
There was something that popped up. There was a wealth builder.
With the mortgage.
Yes.
Okay.
What is that?
So the way our loan products work, it is not only to actually let you achieve something, but we're also looking for you to benefit and your families are protected. Our Wealth Builder feature is basically we mandate and we ask you to save along with borrowing. Credit unions have traditionally been cooperatives, and so it's you putting your 2 cents in allows me to borrow my 3 cents. So you then borrow 3 cents, you need to now put your 2 cents in so somebody else can borrow from the institution and utilize and maximize our services. The Wealth Builder is there so that it does 2 things. You're growing your credit union, but at the same time you're actually putting aside monies in your asset base and building up those funds that you may need for college, building up monies that you may actually need to reinvest in something in the long haul. And so we're always reminding members, you need to save today for the rainy days tomorrow.
No, a credit union is different from a bank because a credit union, that's my money.
Correct.
I'm actually invested in it. Ms. Dawson, you've been there a while, and you're one of the backbones of that institution.
Definitely so.
How proud is the institution to be serving a constituents that we can make the common man become a banking mogul, in a sense?
Very proud.
Yes.
And let me just give you a little bit of history. We started in 1946, and when we started, we were St. John's Parish Credit Union. So you had to be a member of the church, the St. John's Church, to join. And they realized that it was stifling the growth.
Yeah.
And so in 1978, that bond was removed, and then it became St. John's Credit Union Limited. And so that was our first milestone. The second milestone, when we look at the building where we are looking, yes, that was the building. But before that, it was a classroom, a small classroom. And one of the founding members was EPR.
Oh, wow.
See?
So we never know that.
History.
Yes,
Right.
rich history.
So, and it was a small classroom. That time it was the primary school on Albert Street. And then we moved from that to, here I'm saying it like I was there. But anyway, before my time. And so in 1978, it was changed so that it opened the bond and we're able to admit anyone of the community to become a member.
Yeah.
Now, the president at that time, Mr. Bill Tillett, realized that where we were was too small, and so they acquired property on Bashra Street. That is where our local headquarters is presently. And so the other milestone was in 1984. The new branch was opened there on Bashra Street.
Yeah.
In 1991, we opened in Belmopan. And then in 2011, there was the need to have the services in Dangriga. And so in 2011, we moved into Dangriga. And then March this year, we moved on the north side. So you see all the transition we have gone through, and looking at technology, where we were first. When we transitioned into computerization, we had 16,000 in membership thereabout. And we had to convert that manual into an electronic system.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of work. And now we are looking at getting a new software so that it makes us more robust. We are able to offer more products and services to our members in efficient way, more efficient way. And when we look at how we have grown, 85+ million in assets.
Wow.
When we look at the demographics of our membership, the highest percentage is between the ages of 20 to 40. Now that's a good thing for us. Because if you want to own a home, let's say you start at 30, by age 45, you're done pay off.
Yeah. Yes.
If you start at 40, by age 55, which should be retirement age, you pay off your mortgage. So we're at a good stage, at a good point where we can attract the younger generation even more. And when we look at the saving pattern, while there's a lot of saving within that bracket, there's also a high savings within the older folks. And it's about even in terms of when you look at the share component. So we encourage the older folks as well. When you retire, bring your retirement to St. John's and we'll take care of it. You'll get interest on it. So we have been doing a lot. What I hear in your voice is actually pride. Of course.
And that's first and foremost. And I'm saying this because I could hear the passion in your voice and the honesty in terms of the products and what St. John's
It's
offers.
all about.
You know what strikes me as well? Home ownership.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot of young families and they don't know how to go around getting a mortgage, or they're so afraid, or they feel that they can't afford to get a home. And I always say a home is actually the goal for most, because it's where you're at peace. Now St. John's can offer you this. Now I would like for you to tell, or by some means, try to get your young people into why should I go to St. John's rather than a bank for a mortgage?
When you look at the younger generation, they're into social media. They're into getting access to service at a quicker pace. And so we are making sure that we are answering that those younger members are asking for. So you have the Twitter, you have the Facebook, you have your online banking and those things. So it's to make sure that that young person is able to do their business at their convenience. And then we'll be doing even more, but I can't disclose that at this point in time.
And that's exactly what I was doing next, actually.
There is something exciting that will be coming about next year after we get our new banking platform.
Wow.
There's so much more we'll be offering, but we don't want to let it out at this time. It's kind of, we're holding it close for right now, but there's so much more coming within that. And so we're so excited, but I still can't tell you at this time.
I would say I can drum a little bit.
One thing I could say,
That's where I was
right? And this is it, right? Because the credit union encourages people to save, and we pay dividends to our members based on their savings. A lot of times people miscalculate rates. The bank will say, I'm offering you 6%. Credit union says we're offering you 8 or 9. But anybody that has savings, if their savings are on par with their loan, then if they get 5% dividend, effectively they're only paying 3% difference on the loan.
Yeah.
Right? Lots of times the savings will be less, but that's where we come in as a credit union and encourage people to save. If you're 20 years old now and you save so much per month, your savings will build up. Over time, your savings will be equal to your loan and then in excess of your loan. At that point, you're ahead. You can still borrow, but what you're paying in interest is far less than what you'll be getting as dividends. When you go with a bank, the bank makes money from you every step of the way, and you're just paying. With a credit union, yes, you get a loan, you get the feeling of being part of the credit union family, but we encourage you to save and to build so that as you progress, your assets increase, your viability increase, your financial capability increases. And that's the real difference with the credit union.
Not only that, we have a special saving product for the youths. We call it Toucan Junior Save, and Toucan because you know it's the national bird, so they can relate to it easily. And so that's a savings account from birth up until 12 years. And why we say 12, because we envision that at that time, the child is ready to start high school. And so you'd have some sort of savings there for the child so that they can start, and then you continue the savings. And we have seen how that transition where parents open their account for their children, they graduated from high school, go to tertiary level, graduate, get their own jobs, continue their savings, get their first vehicle, get their homes and all. So we have seen the children from baby, and they go right up into adulthood, having their own children, and they themselves then open account for their children. So, you see how the cycle continues. So the saving, correct, and the savings is key. No matter how small it is, it's important.
So what do I need to open my account now? So we're going down there today, the 72nd anniversary. What do I need to take along to get my account started at St. John?
A recent utility bill, your social security card, and $150.
$150.
Nice.
And that entitles you to savings benefits and lending services as well. So some people say that sounds like a lot, but quite frankly, it also comes with one of our unique benefits as members. We call it the care plan. It's basically a funeral benefit. We've seen this in Belmopan in the different branches. We've seen where members, relatives would come in after that, and they're coming in, they think they're probably just going to get a $230 out of the account. And when you tell them, hey, you know, this person, your member, qualifies for $5,000 for you to help with funeral.
Sure,
We've had people cry in the offices, share their feelings with us.
Yeah.
And that touches you at home. And you said, you've heard it in Ms. Dawson's voice, but quite frankly, when you see the difference that you're making, Mr. Haynes always tells us, we're not a mom and pop credit union. We are a large institution, 80+ million. That's a lot of Belizean investment.
Of course.
And so we are here to safeguard our credit union's history and ensure we're here for future decades to come. Thus our new platform that's coming next year, which we can't talk much about.
Why?
No, but quite frankly, we've seen the impacts of serving our membership and making the services affordable and actually making a great difference in our Belizean communities.
We definitely are, because when you look at the entire movement, the asset base is nearly $1 billion. It's 960 million in assets. And it's over 780 million in shares and deposits. And like another 680 million in loans. So you can see the widespread, the reach we have been getting in terms of seeing people transition in their lives. Taking people out of poverty and to see how they have improved their lives in giving loans for home improvement and that kind of thing. So we have seen where we have contributed to our society, and we are very proud of that.
No, well, it seems that Belizeans have definitely got trust in the institution. You know, everything is accessible. It's easier to get. It, you know, the payment plan is very accessible as well, and easier to manage. And that's one of the things I always say when it comes to going to a banking institution, whether a credit union or a bank. You must work along with me. I must be a part of what you've got to offer. And I'm back again on the 72nd anniversary. So for today, what's going on? Do I go there, see vehicles on the lot to say, you know what, you could own this one right now? Right now. What are the deals going on for today, being that it's the 72nd anniversary?
All right, so what we're doing today, we're having mini fairs at all the locations. We're partnered with the social partners, which are Ministry of Health, Kidney Association, Diabetes Association, Bravo, Madisco, King Motors. Quite a wide range of, we're putting selection at the different offices, so you get a little bit of the same feel from each location. Insurance company, Atlantic Insurance, is going to be out there as well. But that doesn't limit you that what you see is all you get. That's just a little teaser as to what your credit union can do for you. So we're inviting our members specifically, and our prospective members who'd like to come in, like you guys, come in and become members with us. Come and join the movement of what the credit union is doing for Belizeans. Ideally, the fairs are designed to show our community we're not all about lending and savings. We're also here to actually give back to the community, engage our community, engage our schools, because we're trying to stimulate savings in the schools as well. And so we're inviting you guys to come out. You could come in and pre-qualify for loans, just have a casual discussion with us. We'll follow up with you and engage you later at your convenience when it's good to actually sign that loan for that vehicle. But quite frankly, we're stimulating and showing our Belizean society, your credit union is here 72 years. This is what we can do for you. And let me show you how I can help you transform your life.
You know, there is the difference with a credit union is that there's a caring aspect to it, because it's your stuff. And that's why your slogan is safe saving, smart borrowing, and it has an emotional side to it, a personal side to it. That's the word, personal side to it. How, Mr. President, do you balance between the growth that you have with the bank and changing the culture of the expectation people have with lending institutions?
Right. That's a good question, because actually it's the question that we are often asked by prospective members who their vision is that it's the same as a bank. At that point, we try to tell them, this is the difference. You save, you borrow, you grow, right? So with a bank, you put your money in, you earn no interest now, right? You borrow, you're paying them interest, they're making all the money. Here, you're partaking. Something comes back to you. Every year, you're getting dividends. If you have fixed deposits, you're getting interest. As you know, banks don't even take fixed deposits anymore. They're too liquid. but we're also offering you a slew of services. Andrew has mentioned the caregiver. We have free insurance on loans up to $40,000. So the member doesn't have to pay that. We cover them. We offer additional services as you come in, free ATM services, etc. So it's a package that looks after you whilst trying to encourage you to secure your funds, safe savings.
Yeah.
As you borrow, we try to tell you, to guide you as to how to do that in the best way. Should you bundle? Should you look at this? Right? And so on. So it's a caring way of saying we're looking after you, we're growing you, your assets, we're lending you. But when we lend you, we remember it's other people's money, other members' money, so we've got to secure that as well. So occasionally people get vexed and say, but they don't want to lend me. But usually that's just the right guidance is needed. This is the way you should look at your package and how you should secure your portfolio.
Yeah.
Because that's a big word for finances, but for a small man, it is there. You have your savings, you have your different loans, you have the way your income comes in, and the credit union helps with that. Surprisingly to many, the best borrowers are usually the people with low income. They are so
Best borrowers and savers.
They're so happy to get the loan, and they're happy to repay that loan, and they're happy to see their savings grow. Right?
And they're very committed.
And they're committed.
If they're having any problems with their payment, they would come in and talk to you. So you'll find that your middle and lower income are very good savers and payers. And one thing I must mention, the convention for credit union movement just went in October, and we got an award for performance in offering innovative products and services.
Wow.
Because we're always looking at new things that we can offer to our members. And so we always try to set ourselves apart in terms of what we are offering you.
So you're still not ready to tell us what next year?
We got the plus
We've got some surprises coming there. Pleasant surprises for the membership.
No, as an institution, I could just add this, to add to Mr. Haynes, this is where you asked about Wealth Builder. We know this. We have a member who shared his story with us. He was in the banking, he was doing business with banks for about 13 to 14 years. He left that to see what the credit union would do for him. Last year he bought his second home actually.
Wow.
And he has in excess of about 18,000 in savings within his duration of services with us so far.
Nice.
He gave the testament in his interview to say, you know, never would I have thought that if I didn't make a shift in my life, I would have this much saved up for my family. And I would never have thought that I'd actually have a second property going up right now. So that's just one of the very few testimonials that we get from members in terms of what we've done for them. And we are encouraging our members to come in and see how you can actually improve your financials. Pre-existing borrowers, if you think your payments seem a little strenuous right now, come into the branch locations, visit the offices, speak to a loan officer, see exactly how we can improve your credit position. If it means you need to bundle your loans, we're doing that right now. If you need to see if you need to buy a property, we're offering you the option to bundle and buy that property. We have accessible credit options now where we've opened our credit policies. In the last 7 to 8 years, our board and our credit committee and supervisor have really worked hand in hand with the credit union management and staff to listen to how we actually do business, see how we can change, and we have exponentially changed in terms of making sure we're putting in the right mechanisms to serve the membership. So we are competing in the financial industry, but quite frankly, we're always looking after the membership.
You don't want to tell us what's coming next year. That's behind the curtain, but in terms of expansion, Mr. Haynes, you have one on the south side, and then you have one on the north side. There's one in Griga, and there's one in Belmopan. Is there any new branches on the horizon which might possibly pop up?
Not within the next year or two at this point. The plan is to solidify. The new software is going to be our platform to promote new services and to gain membership. As the membership grows,
then
we will be able to do analytics, as the fancy word is, and see, right?
Yep.
We have had people asking us, when are you going to open a branch in Ladyville, right?
Yes.
I live in Ladyville, but my answer is, well, not right now. We just opened. No, exactly. But based on the way that membership comes in and the growth pattern we see, we will be able to tell where to offer the services.
Yeah.
And sometimes it might just be better online features are needed. That's coming. It might be more ATMs. That's coming, right? But eventually it could be additional branches in additional locations too.
Yeah.
Right? We do respect that there are other credit unions who basically have territories, if you want to call it that. We tend not to tread on each other's toes, but where our members request services and the membership growth indicates the need, then we will definitely look at that.
There surely is, in the winning of the award, there surely is a salute, a testament to the kind of leadership that the credit union has in your leadership and in your leadership. But you have you have a strong supporting staff. Can you just speak to the quality of the persons who are working there, not only along with you in leadership, but in the staff on a whole?
Well, I must say we have a strong team in terms of staffing. We have just recently made some changes. As you know, like we said, we opened the Northside branch. And so in place we didn't have a compliance officer. We now have a compliance officer to ensure that AML regulations are being adhered to.
Okay.
We have our internal auditor to ensure that there's the internal checks in terms of how we do our operations, to identify if there are weaknesses and how do we address those weaknesses. And as well, when we look at the team that we have, majority of our staff is young folks. So we are bringing in, so we are bringing in the young ones, even looking at the makeup of our officers. We have a mixture now where we are having young people coming on board as well.
Yeah.
We still do have the older folks, but we have younger ones that are coming in as well. And so we need to look at what is out there, and we need to make sure that we are addressing the changes that is happening in the market. And how do we embrace the changes? And what changes do we have to make internally in terms of making sure we hire those persons who are qualified and able to deliver the services that we need to deliver.
My final question is, how would you want Belize and Belizeans to celebrate your 72nd anniversary?
Well, there's so many Belizeans out there, and I know that they're celebrating it us. They might not be here physically, but when they look at their environment and how they have transitioned in terms of living conditions, when they look at when they had that serious medical need and how the credit union was there, when they look at their children who has completed school, how they were able to access the education loan. So there's so much things that they could look at and say, you know what? That's my credit union.
That's right.
And I have achieved so much with my credit union, getting the guidance that I so need, the financial guidance. Because sometimes a member has want and not need. So you have to tell them what the difference is and why.
Smart borrowing.
Precisely. Precisely. And so I know there are many Belizeans, there are over 26,000, there are many Belizeans out there who are very proud to be a member because they have seen the transition in their lives, in their children, and in their grandchildren as well.
That's right.
So the cycle continues.
Well, we encourage others, now that they're hearing all this, to come and join. It's been almost a well-kept secret that credit unions offer so much benefit, right? And Andrew forgot to mention that we are offering free snacks and drinks at all the fairs. So come along, find out more, get a snack, a food plate, some drinks, and chat with people.
Yeah. But one thing I want to plug before we go as well. We are trendsetters, because when you look at what the mortgage rate is going on in the market, about 6 years ago, St. John's made the bold move to reduce mortgage loan from 12% to 8%.
Wow. Before the banks.
Before the banks made the move.
Years before.
And that is when the thing started. So we made the bold move.
That's
to
right.
move from 12 to 8. So that was significant for
And
us.
we're not afraid to keep making bold moves.
Yeah.
That's part of what we're promoting. That St. John's, whilst we're a credit union and we treasure the credit union values, we're looking at our membership, at the market, and what is required, and we're moving with it.
All right. And your words?
Well, quite frankly, because I'm in loans and marketing, I'm trying to encourage our members to maximize the use of our social media campaign.
Okay.
We've begun to use that's one of our platforms that we really maximize right now. If you're not following us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, please do so now, because quite frankly, you don't have to be able to come into the office to get some information, log on to the Facebook. Hey, can you tell me this, that about my credit union? No problem, this is what you need. If you're in need of a loan, ask us online and we'll respond. We typically respond within half an hour to an hour's time frame.
Yeah.
If you don't have the ability to get on the Facebook, then you can also email us and we'll send a response to you about queries on regards to the credit union and accounts. But quite frankly, I'd like, as Ms. Dawson said, for more credit union members to really and truly engage their credit union services, maximize what we do. Having a $40,000 insurance protection paid for you for your loans, and also having savings insurance protection in place on your monies that you're putting up for your future, it's one of the most empowering feelings that members can actually have, and take ownership in knowing you're part of something greater than just you as an individual. But more so, I want you to come in and qualify for a loan.
And with education, we offer a scholarship fund as well, that the child would get the 4 years scholarship for going to high school. So we've been offering that for over 20 years.
Big things.
Big things indeed. There's so much to learn about this institution. But you know what? We're so glad that we could share the time to know more of exactly what happened throughout the 72 years, and know that there's secrets coming along, better things to come with St. John's Credit Union. So guys, once again, thank you so very much.
Yes, thank you.
We've
And
learned
thank you
so
for
much
having
about,
us.
yes, we've learned so much. Oh, and we've got gifts, you know. So thanks for the gifts as well. Not the 72, so like that the reek tonight. 72.
That came on the night.
Yes, there you go. But guys, once again, thank you so very much. We've got to go. We've got our final break, and when we come back, it's for our wrap-up. Stay with us.